So we are on workbook page 488 and we are doing chapter 6, lesson 6, but today we're learning about the distributive property. So this is another property, so you could add it on to the ones that we learned yesterday. So make sure you guys are following along in your workbook, writing what I'm writing. Number 1, find 9 times 8 2/3 mentally and show the steps that you used. So we have 9 times 8 2/3. So what a mixed number actually means is 8 is being added to the fraction 2/3. So I can add an addition symbol, 8 plus 2/3. So this is 9 times 8 plus 2/3. When we have multiplication and then addition or subtraction, we can distribute. So 9 times 8 plus 2/3. So that's what a distributive property problem looks like. It has a number on the outside that's being multiplied to either something that's being added or something that's being subtracted. So you need multiplication and addition or subtraction inside the parentheses. Remember that a number next to a parenthesis, that means multiplication, so I don't need to use that symbol anymore. So now when we distribute, what we have to do is take the number on the outside and multiply it with each number on the inside. So first we would multiply 9 times 8 and then bring down the symbol that's in the middle. In this case, it's addition. Sometimes it could be subtraction. Plus, and now we're going to multiply 9 again, but times 2/3. So I multiplied the 9 with the 8 plus the 9 with the 2/3. Now we could simplify using order of operations. So we got to do multiplication first. So 9 times 8 is 72 plus 9 times 2/3. We could cross simplify here because this is a 1 down here. This could become a 1 and this could become a 3. So we have 3 over 1 times 2 over 1, which is really just 3 times 2 because you don't need the 1s in the bottom, which is 6. And then 72 plus 6 is 78. So that's an easier way to solve that without having to do improper fractions or anything like that. So we just use the distributive property to solve that. Okay, for the next ones, we want to use the distributive property to rewrite each algebraic expression. So it's not saying solve it, it's saying rewrite it. So my recommendation is to draw your arrow and then write your answer. Then draw your next arrow, then write your answer. If you don't draw the arrows, you're probably going to forget to distribute to the second number as well. Or if you just draw both arrows and then you try solving it, again, you're probably going to forget to distribute to the second number. So one at a time. 3 times x. And then again, this is addition in the middle. Now draw your next arrow, 3 times 1. So 3 times x plus 3 times 1. Now let's simplify. 3 times x is just 3x. Remember, you could put them next to each other with no symbol when you have a number and a letter. Plus 3 times 1 is 3. Now I cannot add 3x plus 3 because this 3 has an x with it. This one doesn't, so they cannot be combined. So the answer, you just leave it like that, 3x plus 3. And that's why this says to rewrite the expressions and not solve them, because you can't solve it when you don't know what the variable is, when you don't know what the variable equals to. Okay, number 3. 5 times x plus 8. Again, remember, you need to have multiplication and then addition or subtraction in parentheses to use the distributive property. So Because normally we would follow PEMDAS and we would solve what's in the parentheses, then multiply that with the 5. But you can't solve what's in the parentheses because we don't know what x is. So we have to simplify the expression, which means get rid of the parentheses. So to get rid of the parentheses, we need to distribute. So draw your arrow, 5 times x, bring down the symbol in the middle, in this case it's addition. Draw your next arrow, 5 times 8. Simplify. 5 times x is 5x, plus 5 times 8 is 40. You cannot add these. This has an x, this doesn't. They cannot be added. You just leave it as 5x plus 40. Number 4. Distribute the 4 to the x. 4 times x. Bring down your symbol in the middle. Plus. Draw your next arrow. 4 times 6. Simplify. 4 times x is 4x. Plus 4 times 6 is 24. These cannot be added. One has an x and one doesn't. So you just leave it. 4x plus 24. So that's all we're going to do for today, and then tomorrow we'll learn factoring, which is numbers 5 and 6, which is undoing the distributive property. Factoring is kind of like going backwards, but this is all we're going to do for today. That's how you use the distributive property.